I'm Christian with Vision Interactive here at Dallas Digital Summit 2019 with Eric Thomas. Thanks so much for being with us.
Hey there, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about you and what you do.
So I am a brand strategist and storyteller. So I help people connect to their audiences in an honest and engaging way. That's mostly my goal.
Awesome, cool. And you just gave your session. Can you tell us a little bit about it? Oh, two, yeah.
So I kind of filled in earlier and talked about why you shouldn't try and go viral.
Okay.
And I just gave my presentation on the authenticity lie, which is basically why people don't actually care about if you're authentic or honest or not. I just don't believe that it's true.
So what do they care about then?
They care about consistency, right? They care about you maintaining a focus on the story that you've already told and building the world that you've already crafted, right? It's funny because, a brand can be lying their whole time, and when they start telling the truth, people can stop following them. They're like, this is not what I came here for. I didn't come for your sad stories, right? You see that with influencers all the time. They have this perfectly curated universe, and by the time they start getting sad and vulnerable, people are like, I don't really want sad and vulnerable. I want you to be pristine all the time. And so we care about consistency, like these worlds that are built, the worlds that we want to project ourselves into, and narratives that we want to be a part of. And so without that, authenticity rings hollow. Most people can't even define authenticity, right? Most people define it by saying that means authentic. But you can't define a word with a word. That's elementary school stuff.
Awesome. So how do you get that authentic story?
So I like to say, stick to emotional honesty, right? What do people want to feel? What's true about those tales, right? Really great stories, really great parables. They don't necessarily tell you a thing that really happened. But the through line of the characters are things that we can relate or project ourselves onto. And so our job is to say, how are we emotionally honest about what we want to connect with? Can we be funny? Can we be jovial? Can we be sad? Does it need to be urgent or dire? I had a client one time tell me that I asked, what do you want your clients to feel? They say, we want them to feel joyful and hopeful and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And I say, okay, so what do you want them to know? Like, what do you need to know? How many kids are dying from, polluted air? We need to know how sad it is. I'm like, well, how can they know this and feel this, right? You mean you want them to feel urgency, but saying joyful makes you feel better, right? And so thinking about what you're trying to convey and what you're trying to make people feel will change the tone of how you're posting things.
Awesome. That's a good tip. So looking forward to 2020, how can people put that into practice and really be successful?
I think right now we're about to enter a world where we take two very dramatic splits, where marketers are getting so good at kind of emotional manipulation that they're going to start to use things that aren't true to rile people up. I mean, Russia did a pretty good job of that, right? Or you're going to get a lot of people who do become honest and tell what the actual reality of their story and their brand is and connect with people in an honest way. And I actually don't think either one works better than the other. I just would hope we stick more to honesty than emotional manipulation.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.